Hey friends, it's Marcy, and here just trying to make the best of quarantine. It's Saturday morning, and this week I had a good friend ask me to make some Krackle that I typically make during the holidays. Now, I didn't make it during this last holiday season because, to be honest, I just didn't feel like people really appreciated it, and I wanted to make sure that people missed it. And I figured that if people missed it, they would say something. And so typically this show just shows up on, Christmas Eve, etc. And I think it's something that people kind of take for granted. It's delicious. And so I boycott it. So it's very funny. One of my husband's friends was the first to notice and was like, hey, where's your Krackle? And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know if people really liked it anymore. So anyways, everyone is looking for something a little bit comforting, and so I thought, since he did ask this week, and the place I get the chocolate happens to be open, which that's a whole nother thing that's freaking me out, do not believe they are an essential, but at the same time, I think a lot of people are baking right now. So this is the recipe. It's called Peanut Krackle. You need 2 pounds of white dipping chocolate. You need a bag of marshmallows. Don't skimp, guys. Get the craft ones. You gotta have the real thing. You need some peanuts. Sorry, this is not a peanut-free recipe, so that's unfortunate for those that can't eat peanuts. You need some peanut butter, and you need some Rice Krispies. Okay, that's what you need. So first you're gonna melt down your chocolate. I just do this in a bowl, 30 seconds at a time. Melt, 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 melt. But of course it's disgusting to cook with your hair down. So, got my little clip. You definitely wanna be patient with the chocolate. You really should melt it 30 seconds at a time. And just mix, mix, mix if you do not burn your chocolate that way. Measure out 3 cups of Rice Krispies and then save the rest for some delicious breakfast. 1 cup of salted peanuts. Still pretty chunky, and you just gotta mix, mix, mix. Mix it up. Really get on the bottom, because the bottom is the part that's melting. So that is gonna get it all melty. Okay, so while that's happening, we can continue to measure out our ingredients. So we are gonna need a cup of peanut butter. Oh my God, my husband is gonna be so excited when he sees all these dishes. Who washes the dishes at your house? In my house, it's my husband, because when we were dating many years ago, he said that he didn't like the way I washed the dishes. And so you know what, after that, I was like, you know what, it's not in my giftedness anyways, and so please, by all means, you can make sure that our dishes are fully sanitized, and that's about a scoop, a cup of butter. I can see it. I can see it. All right, back to the chocolate. The chocolate is definitely getting there. I'm probably on my 4th or 5th rotation of 30 seconds. So, it's a total probably 5 minutes. All right, we're gonna measure out our marshmallows. You're gonna need 2 cups of marshmallows. I'm gonna show you guys. So this is looking really good. If you can see it, I know the light's kind of bright in here, but you do not want any chunks whatsoever. You want it to be completely smooth. So we're just gonna do one last 30 seconds. Okay, so our chocolate is done. Now we're gonna grease up a baking sheet. I like to use a baking sheet because I feel like the chocolate isn't as thick and high. So you're gonna butter up a baking sheet. You guys know how to do that. You take some butter, you put it on a paper towel, kind of like if you were making a cake. Pam also works, but you just rub it on there, get it all nice and greased up. This is so that the chocolate just pops right out of the pan when you're ready to cut it. Okay, now we're gonna combine all of our ingredients. So you're gonna take that peanut butter that you got going, you're gonna take all your measured out dry Rice Krispies and peanuts, and you're just gonna start to fold that in. And if you guys know what that means, you're just gonna fold in the cheese, fold in that peanut butter, fold it in, fold it in, fold it in. All right, so you're gonna fold that in, keep going, because that peanut butter is sticky, and you really want it to get through the entire chocolate. It's gonna end up being almost like a sandy brown, not super sandy, but you know what I mean. It's you really wanna make sure that peanut butter gets broken up in all through the chocolate. So you don't want any dark brown spots. You really want it, that peanut butter to get through it, to get through the whole 2 pounds of the chocolate. Oh yeah, so see how it's a little bit brown, like sand. Oh my God, you guys, I am the messiest cook, and I really do love to cook and bake, but I hate to clean. I hate it. I just am so spoiled, and it's just really hard. So now you're just gonna lay it right in the pan. So anyways, we're gonna do some contactless drive-bys and drop-offs of this tomorrow. Hope you guys are having as good of a quarantine as you can. If you're working and you're in a job that requires you to keep working, we appreciate you and your service to our communities. And yeah, that's it. I'll show you guys the final product, but basically I'm just gonna kind of smooth it out. I think that'll be good. My edges won't be like super clean, but that's okay. It's so delicious, it really doesn't matter. All right, now you're gonna let it set. You're gonna give it some time to harden at room temperature, and then cut it up and enjoy. It's been a few hours since I left the Krackle out, so it's got a nice firm texture. It's definitely hard enough. And I'm gonna use a pizza cutter to just make some nice squares. So I'm just gonna do like slices. I like to make them like about 1 inch apart. See that there? And then we'll go this way. So yeah, the pieces should be like 1 by 1. I mean, this one's kind of generous, but that was delicious. It's like a Christmas memory in my mouth. You really don't need more than like 2 bites. It's so rich, so delicious. Creamy, salty, sweet, crunchy. Put them in a Ziploc bag, find some cute tissue paper you have around the house, little twine, and that's the finished product. If you try it, let me know, and hope you're having a great day out there. Find the silver lining, brighten someone's day. Take it easy on yourself.